Hey folks, Jonathan again. Messing with our crucible here a little bit. As you can see, that little thin coating I put on it's cracking all the crap, but really don't matter. But I had a blowout. I got a little bit too anxious, and I actually fired this thing up and went in the house and forgot about it and went into eating it. It was out here wide open too long, and I didn't have it cured good. And it popped, but it didn't hurt anything. Hurt my pride more than anything else, but it's working good. I actually used this little, I got a little cast iron pot here, and these pistons here, a buddy of mine, that's out of a 428 Ford Cobra Jet, I think's what he said it was, but it was so seized up that he actually busted the pistons up to get them out. And but that's the pistons. I melted them down and just made a couple of quick ingots with them, and I'm going to remelt these, but in the big crucible. But anyway, I've got some 429 Ford pistons, and that's an old Dodge piston, and we're going to do some more melting. But I'm going to go ahead and weld my other crucible together. I found a plate. It's 1/2 inch, but it's already cut out round. We'll cut these off. Someone was using this for something different, of course. A little rusty inside. I might clean it up a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and fire it and see if we can get that to melt and pour a few ingots. And I'll show you as I go. Okay, folks, there's my quick throw together crucible. I've got the bottom welded all the way around, good and solid. Put just an old, it's off of a cable clamp. Put it on there. That'll hook. Be able to flip it. Put 2 bolts on it there, just one on each side to be able to pour it. I may eventually grind a little spot right here. If you grind it a little thinner from the inside, that'll give you a place for it to pour easy. I'm going to take my small grinder with the wire brush and run down in there and clean it out a little bit. Then we're going to throw it in the smelter and go ahead and get it cooking. I didn't take these off. They had them welded on there pretty good. They plug welded them, but don't have any oxygen right now for my torch, so I didn't burn them off. I'll leave them on for now. We'll get them off later. And let me see. I haven't made the tools yet. I'm going to actually do that while it's in the smelter working. I'll just get a measurement side to side and go for it. Won't, you know, it don't take much. Just need one with a handle to be able to come down with a U on it and hook on these, and then one with a hook on the end to be able to hook on that to dump, you know, to pour it. But we're gonna get it quick. And this is like everything else, spent no money. I mean, it's just scrap parts. And just make sure if you all build a smelter that you take your time about curing that thing out, because I just, you know, I was in a little bit too big of a rush. I needed to wait about a week before I even fired it, but here I was firing it that night or the next morning or something, and I'm just too big of a hurry. But you know, I only get so much time, so it is what it is. And like I said, you know, the only thing that's really hurt on the smelter is my pride, but you know, that's the way that goes. But it happens. All right, we got the crucible in there. I cleaned it up best I could. Still some rust in it, but I don't think it's going to hurt it. Go ahead and fire it up here. Well, I'll throw some pistons in first one. Now these pistons, all of them, you know, you see the rings on them. I'm not going to take them off. And there's actually steel inside the pistons too, and I'll show you what that looks like. You can see the rusty part in there. When they made these pistons, there's part of it. They actually put steel in them to strengthen them up, and that's what all this is. Pieces of steel, and it's pretty easy to get out when this is hot. You know, it's not a problem at all when your aluminum's hot. So we'll get this thing. We'll get some in it here. There's 3. So we'll get them melted down, and if I got enough propane, I hope I do. But we'll get them melted down, and then we'll go from there. We'll get it lit here. See if I can do this without setting ourselves on fire or anything. Got the gag on camera. Just slide it in the hole. See, I've barely got it up there. Now once the lid's on, Well, when the crucible's not in it and the lid is on, you can actually see it swirling inside. Nice and hot already. But anyway, we're gonna get that melted. I'll show you more. Also, it's you can see it, 7:14 now. So we'll see how long it takes to melt it. As long as I don't run out of propane, that's my only worry. Okay, folks, it's 10 o'clock the next morning, and this stuff still hasn't melted. But about 2 minutes after I showed you the time, I ran out of propane, so I went and got some. And it rained a little bit last night. I had this thing covered up, but nice and dry inside anyway. But we're gonna go ahead and fire it back up here and see how long it takes to melt. But okay, anyway, I'll show you this. I made this last night, just a little setup, and got U-bolts on the end of it so I could just hook my crucible, pick it up, and then I've got to make one more with a little hook on the end to be able to tilt the crucible to pour. But this will work fine. Okay, folks, it started raining on me, so I had to set up my my little canvas tent here, whatever you want to call the damn thing. Alright. You can see it burning here. You can see that tornado effect I'm talking about. Spinning around. Heating up good, should be melted here shortly. We're just going to keep adding some more to it as it melts. Go ahead and make one. Now, the only thing I can find to pour an ingot in is my big pan there. And it's too long, but I figured we can take the ingot and throw it in the saw and chop it in half. And I'm not going to put a divider in it or anything. Still works good. You know, the little thin pans, they warp up, but it don't matter. But I used them for years. This is stainless here. We'll see how it does. And I got my other tool made. It's been a handle up. And just got a hook on the end and to grab it, so should be good to go with that. We're ready whenever it gets ready. All right, okay, we're starting to liquefy here, so I'm going to go ahead and throw another piston in there. Let it keep burning down. Alright. Okay, I almost forgot to show you the time here. It's 11 on the dot now. It's been probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 minutes since I showed you. In about 5 minutes, I lit it up after I showed you the first time. So about 50 minutes is what it took from a dead cold, wet, rainy smelter to melting pistons. Once it's warm, you know, and you're refiring, you know, it won't take nearly as long, especially if you're, you know, as long as you're keeping it hot. But anyway, but that's completely cold to melt in about 50 minutes. I believe that's piston number 5. Alright, piston number 6, I think it is, or maybe this is 7, I don't know. Keep going with it. It shows you how well it's insulated though. The water on top of it, you can see a little bit of steam coming off of it, but the water is not even hot. It's where it started raining on me. But it's amazing that stuff insulates as good as it does. Yeah, sides are not even hot. A little bit warm, but not bad at all. All right, let's get this done so we can pour an ingot. Okay, so it's been about an hour and let me see. So it's been about an hour and 15 minutes total, and I think we've done 7 pistons, maybe 8. I can't even remember now, but we're just about got them melted down. It's liquid. We're just pushing down in the last of it. We'll let it cook about another 5 minutes or so here, and then we'll take it out. It's over half full, so we've got plenty in this mix, and it's going to be pretty heavy, of course, but we're going to get it out and get it poured into an ingot, and then we may do a little bit more. All right. Okay, I've got no good place to put the camera, so we're gonna try this. I'm gonna take the crucible out. I'm gonna clean some of the crap off the top, the dross or whatever you want to call it, and we're gonna pour it, and we're gonna try to pour it slow enough that all the metal will stand actually in the bottom of the crucible, and then when we're done, we'll dump the metal out. And I've got my little pan set up here on some bricks. I don't want to get hot on the concrete because I don't need my concrete exploding. But anyway, see what I can get down here. Get out some of the bigger stuff anyway. Well, I got the first one poured, but unfortunately, my space got filled up on my camera. Unfortunately, the USB card was full, so we're going to do this again. I've got some more melting. I've already got this one poured. Looks like it's probably about 1 inch thick, maybe a little thicker. I'm not real level, so I'm a little high on one end, but you know, it's just a ingot, so it don't matter. There's all the stuff that come out. This was all in the bottom of the crucible, and that's what you seen me get out. And anyway, so we've got some pistons that are on the rods, and I'm going to show you how you get them off. So we're melting away again. I think I've got I don't know what I've got in there. I've got more pistons, but I think it's about full. No, I've got more pistons, but I've also got the 2 ingots that I had poured in my little crucible, whatever you want to call it. So we're heating back up. It won't, oh, sorry about that. It won't take long this time. because we're already hot. All right. Show you when I get ready to pour. Okay, here's our first ingot, and it looks like it's about an inch on this end and inch and a half, inch and 3/4 on that end. Like I said, I didn't have the pan level, and it warped our pan a little bit, but that's going to happen. Not a big deal. We'll keep right on using it. You know, when you do this, they come out real good because that pan's tapered. But we'll get this cooled off, and this will be a start. We'll just cut it down the center here, and that way we can fit it back in our crucible good. But go get me a couple short pans later. But anyway, that's the first of it. Now I'll get the rest of it done. We'll weigh it all up and see how much we've done. Let me add another thing in for people that haven't done this or don't know. If you let's say you've got a rim off of a car or something big aluminum that you want to melt, but of course it's not going to fit on your crucible. And you know, some of these rims, factory rims and stuff, try to take a hammer to them, and you know, you're not going to get them busted up good. But here's what you do: build you a fire, wood fire, fire in a barrel, whatever, and put the rim in it. It won't melt it, but aluminum gets brittle before it melts. And I used to take and build just a fire on the ground with wood, and then I'd throw the rim on it, get it good and hot, drag it out with a rake and hit it with a hammer and bust it apart. And just break it into little pieces so you can actually get it into your smelter. But anyway, I'll show you this pour in a few minutes. Well, I'm going to show you how to get them off the pistons off the rod, and then I'll show you the pour. Okay, we basically got everything in there melted, and I'm going to show you how you get a piston off a rod. Okay, should be ready to come off. There you go. That's how you get a piston off. Okay, we're going to do another pour here real quick, and hopefully this camera won't run out of memory here. I know it shouldn't. We're not doing quite as big as one as the last time, but we're going to go ahead and get it poured. I got things I got to do besides this. All right. Okay, there's our ingot, as you can see, and here's what's in our crucible. And I'll just see if we can hook on the bottom of it. And just dump it out. See what it looks like here. Looks like that got it all. There's some flaking aluminum in there and it comes right off. So that's good to go. Alright. You can see a wrist pin in there. And a bunch of rings and pieces to support the pistons. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to let this cool down, get it out of there, and we'll weigh the two and just see how much I've done. And I'm sure that's probably enough to do the engine case with no problem, but we'll probably melt some more and maybe do one more since I've got a few pistons left. All right. Okay, folks, there's 21 pounds. Weighted up, and as you can see, we poured this one too cold. I had put that one of the pistons in, and when you put something, especially the mass of a piston in and it's cold, it cools your whole crucible full of aluminum down. And I didn't wait for it long enough to get back up to temperature before I went on and poured, which is no big deal, don't matter. This is ingots anyway. But it's what happens when you get in a hurry. All right. We'll hopefully be doing some casting here real soon. All right, appreciate everybody watching. Till next time, bye.